I still remember the night I left. Emily stood at the doorway, her eyes red, tears streaking her cheeks. "Daniel, are you sure about this?" she asked, her voice barely more than a whisper. "I have to do this," I said, trying to sound confident. "It's for us. For our future." She shook her head. "It doesn't feel like it. You're leaving me." "I'm not leaving you," I insisted. "I'm building a life so we can be together without struggle. You'll see. I'll come back and everything will be different." She laughed bitterly, wiping her tears. "You always say that." "I mean it this time," I said, taking her hands in mine. "I promise." She let out a shaky sigh and pressed her forehead to mine. "Promise me you'll come back." "I promise," I repeated. I wanted to believe my words as much as I wanted her to. The plane ride felt endless. I stared at the window, watching the city lights fade, imagining the life we would have once I returned. Every phone call we shared over the years tried to bridge the distance, but I could feel it slipping like sand through my fingers. "Daniel?" she said during one call months later. Her voice sounded smaller, colder. "Hey, Em," I replied. "How's everything?" "Fine," she said. Then silence. I wanted to ask more, but I hesitated, thinking I'd seem needy. I reminded myself I was doing this for her, for us. Birthdays passed with nothing but text messages. Anniversaries went by with empty rooms and tired smiles over a screen. "I'm proud of you," she'd say, but her eyes never met mine on video calls. I tried to ignore it. I convinced myself that distance made me stronger, that absence was temporary. That one day I would walk back through our front door and everything would be perfect. The day I arrived, I parked down the street, my heart hammering. The house looked the same from the outside, familiar yet strange. I saw lights on and heard laughter inside. My stomach twisted. "It's just nerves," I muttered to myself. "You've been away a long time. She'll be happy to see you." I walked up to the door, my hand hovering over the handle. Memories flooded me. Our wedding day, the way she smiled when she thought no one was watching, the nights we stayed up talking about dreams that now felt like someone else's. "Emily?" I called softly when I knocked. No answer. Just muffled laughter and the faint clatter of dishes from the kitchen. I knocked again, louder this time. "Daniel?" Her voice finally called back, sharper than I expected. "I'm home," I said. My throat tightened. "I'm back." There was a pause. Then footsteps, hesitant, coming closer. My heart raced with anticipation. I wanted to see her, to hold her, to tell her everything I had sacrificed for us. "I didn't expect you," she finally said, opening the door just a crack. Her eyes widened. "Daniel?" "It's me," I said, forcing a smile. "I'm here. I came back." She looked at me, something flickering in her gaze that I didn't understand. Relief? Fear? Maybe both. I swallowed hard, trying to steady myself. I missed you. I missed us." Her lips pressed together and she didn't speak. She looked past me toward the living room. My stomach sank. Something felt wrong, though I couldn't name it yet. I thought you'd never come back," she whispered finally. "I told you I would," I said. "I promised." Her eyes darted away, then back at me. I need a minute." I nodded, stepping aside. I wanted to push, to demand answers, to shake her. But I forced myself to breathe. I was home. This was my life. I would fix everything. Or so I told myself as the door closed gently between us, leaving me standing in the hallway, heart racing, unsure of what I had just walked into. I knocked again, louder this time, my heart hammering like it might break free. "Daniel?" Emily's voice came from inside, but it wasn't the soft, hesitant sound I remembered. There was something different. "I'm home," I said, trying to keep my voice steady. I came back. The door swung open and my chest froze. Emily stood there, yes, but behind her, a small boy ran past, laughing. He stopped abruptly and turned toward a man standing in the hallway. "Dad!" the boy shouted, throwing his arms around him. I blinked, my mouth suddenly dry. My mind refused to connect the dots. "Dad," I whispered to myself. The man turned, his face calm, confident, and familiar. Oliver, Emily's childhood friend. My chest tightened as if someone had slammed a fist into it. "Daniel?" Emily said, her voice catching. Her eyes widened and I saw a flicker of fear, maybe guilt, maybe shame. "Emily," I said slowly, my voice almost trembling. What's going on?" She swallowed hard, stepping back, but not fast enough to hide the boy. I didn't think you'd come back." "Didn't think I'd come back?" I echoed, my hands gripping the door frame. You're with him?" Oliver stepped forward, his hand brushing the boy's shoulder. "Daniel, it's complicated." I laughed bitterly, though it sounded hollow even to me. Complicated? Emily, I came back. I left everything for us. I know, she said, tears brimming. I thought you'd never return. I was lonely, Daniel. I didn't know. I didn't know how to wait. You didn't know how to wait? I repeated, my voice rising. I left my life behind, my job, everything. I counted every day thinking I'd see you again, and you? Daniel, please, she interrupted, her hands trembling. It wasn't like that. I tried to survive. You survived? I asked, my throat tight. By being with him? Oliver stepped closer, his tone careful. Daniel, calm down. Let's talk. No. I snapped. My voice was louder than I intended. I don't want to talk. I can't believe this. I walked in here thinking I'd see my wife, and instead. Daniel, stop, Emily said softly, her eyes filling with tears. Please, just don't. I turned to look at the boy. His curious eyes met mine and my chest ached. He didn't know me. He didn't call me dad, didn't know my voice. I felt a strange, hollow emptiness. Who is he? I asked, my voice barely a whisper, but it shook with everything I felt. Emily looked down at the boy, then back at me. His name is Noah. He's Oliver's son. I stared at her, my hands falling to my sides. Oliver's son? I repeated. The world around me felt unreal, like I had stepped into someone else's life. Yes, she whispered. I didn't know how to tell you. I thought you'd never come back. I shook my head, trying to breathe, trying to keep the panic from taking over. So, everything we had, all those years, it didn't matter? It mattered, Daniel. It always mattered. But I was alone. I didn't know how to wait. I wanted to yell. I wanted to cry. I wanted to throw something. But instead, I turned slowly, my legs moving before my heart could catch up. I can't stay, I said quietly. My voice sounded strange to my own ears. Daniel, Emily began reaching out, but I didn't stop. I stepped back into the hallway, into the night air, and let the door close gently behind me. No shouting. No crying. Just silence. I walked down the street, feeling as if someone had hollowed me out. Inside, something died quietly. Something I had carried for years, vanished before I even knew it was gone. I sank into the armchair at my parents' house, feeling the weight of everything pressing down. My mother came in, eyes red, hands trembling. Oh, Daniel, she said, her voice breaking. I'm so sorry. I can't believe this happened to you. I don't know, Mom, I admitted, rubbing my face. I thought I was coming back to my life. My wife. My home. Mrs. Wright sat beside me, gripping my hand. She made choices, Daniel. It's not your fault. You were gone. You did everything right. I did everything right, I repeated, almost to convince myself. And she erased me. Henry, my father, sat silently across from us, his hands clasped on his lap. He didn't say a word. The silence was worse than anything Emily had done. Dad. I asked finally, my voice sharper than I intended. Do you have nothing to say? He met my eyes, expression unreadable. I said enough when I said nothing. Actions speak louder than words. I flinched, feeling a jab in my chest. Thanks, I muttered bitterly. Lucas, my younger brother, appeared from the kitchen with a glass of water. Sit down, man. You need to tell someone everything. I can't, I said at first, shaking my head. I don't even know where to start. Start anywhere, Lucas encouraged, sitting opposite me. Just talk. Let it out. I took a deep breath, looking at my mother and brother. I walked into the house. I thought I'd see her. Emily. And instead, my voice caught. There was another man. And a boy. And she called him Dad. Mrs. Wright gasped, covering her mouth. Lucas's jaw tightened. I don't understand, I whispered. I left everything. I worked for years so we could have a life. And my voice cracked. She didn't wait. She never intended to, Lucas said quietly. Look, I know it hurts. But you have to hear this too. Oliver wasn't just a friend. He was always there, Daniel. Always. Waiting. I closed my eyes, swallowing hard. Waiting for what? To take my life from me? It seems that way, my mother said softly. She didn't tell you the truth because it was easier to forget you existed. I felt a cold emptiness spread through me. Easier? Easier to erase me? Yes, Mrs. Wright whispered. I know it's cruel. But it's the truth. Lucas reached across and put a hand on my shoulder. You deserve to hear it from her, though. You need closure. I nodded, my stomach churning. I need to see her. I can't just sit here and stew. I have to know. When I arrived at the house, Emily was waiting. Her face was pale, hands clasped nervously. Daniel, she said quietly. I knew you'd come eventually. Emily, I said, voice tight. Tell me, was the boy your son? Yes, she admitted. Noah, he was born 2 years after you left. I never told you because it was easier to pretend you didn't exist. I wanted to survive, Daniel. I never wanted to hurt you. You wanted to survive? I repeated, incredulous. And this is survival? I didn't know how else, she said, tears brimming. I loved you once. I don't know. I made a choice. I thought it would protect me, protect him. I shook my head, feeling numb. Protect you? Protect him? Emily, did you ever think about me? About us? I thought about you, she admitted softly. Every day. But I couldn't wait anymore. I was lonely. I was scared. And it was easier to erase you than face the truth. I stared at her, swallowing hard. Her words didn't sound cruel, but that made them worse. She didn't hate me. She just replaced me. I don't know what to say, I said finally, my voice low. I don't need to beg. I don't need to cry. I need to leave. Daniel, please, she whispered, reaching out. I'm sorry. I truly am. I know, I said, stepping back. I need to go. Our marriage, it ended long before I returned. I walked out without looking back. The door closed behind me and I felt a strange weight lift, even as something inside me ached. The truth had come too late, but at least it had come. The nights were the hardest. I lay awake, staring at the ceiling, hearing the quiet tick of the clock, thinking about her. Emily, her laugh, her lies, everything I had believed in gone. Daniel? A voice broke the silence one evening. Mark, my old friend. Mark, I muttered, not turning. Didn't expect you. I figured you could use a friend, he said, sitting across from me. Though I don't think you want comfort. I don't, I admitted. I just want to understand. He shook his head. Understand what? That she replaced you? That she moved on while you were building a life for her? That she didn't wait? I clenched my fist. I thought we were in this together. We promised. Promises mean nothing when reality hits, he said bluntly. You lived for everyone else, Daniel. Your wife, your parents, even me sometimes. But you forgot yourself. And now you're paying for it. Paying? I asked, bitter. I didn't do anything wrong. No, he said quietly. But life doesn't care. You left pieces of yourself behind for people who didn't value them. I didn't know how to respond. His words stung more than anger ever could. I don't know what to do, I said finally. I want peace. Peace, Mark said with a slight smile, comes when you face the truth, not before. You can't change her, Daniel. You can only change you. Weeks later, I sat in Dr. Harris's office, hands folded in my lap, trying to summon courage. Daniel, he said softly, you've been carrying a lot. Why don't you tell me what happened? I looked at him and felt the words rise up, heavy and raw. I was replaced, I said finally. My voice cracked. Emily, she moved on while I was away. She has a child. Another man. I don't know what to feel. Feeling lost is normal, Dr. Harris said gently. You were betrayed. And yet you survived. That counts for something. I don't want revenge, I admitted. I don't even want to see them suffer. I want to breathe again. I want peace. Peace, he repeated. It comes when you accept what's beyond your control. I nodded, swallowing hard. But deep down I felt something else. A flicker of fire, of justice. Not hatred, not revenge, just the need for balance. Later that week I received the papers. Divorce. Emily's signature at the bottom. Confident. No apologies. No hesitation. I stared at them. My fingers shook. She's so calm about this, I muttered to myself. Lucas walked into the room, eyebrows raised. She always was. That's Emily. Calm, confident, untouchable. Does it hurt? More than hate ever could, I admitted. I thought I would be angry, screaming, crying. But her calm, it cuts deeper than any fight could. Mark appeared again that evening, leaning against the doorway. Saw the papers? He asked. I nodded, staring at the floor. Yeah, it's official. She's gone. And I feel nothing and everything at once. Good, he said. Nothing and everything is exactly where you need to be. Don't rush it. You'll figure out the rest. I replay everything, I admitted. Where I failed. What I could have done differently. Why I wasn't enough. You were enough, Daniel, Mark said firmly. She just chose a different path. That's not your failure. That's life. I let out a shaky breath, nodding. I need to survive this. I need to find me again. Before I get swallowed by her memory. Dr. Harris's voice echoed in my mind. You survived. That counts for something. And slowly I started to believe it. That maybe even in the silence left by love, I could find my voice. That maybe even after betrayal I could choose myself. I hadn't spoken to anyone about Emily or Oliver in weeks. I focused on work, building something for me, not for anyone else. New projects, new clients, long hours. I felt a quiet satisfaction in doing something that mattered to me alone. Daniel? My phone buzzed one evening. I frowned. An unknown number. I answered cautiously. Hello. I said. Hi, Daniel. It's Sophie, a hesitant voice replied. Sophie Grant. I froze. Oliver's sister? Sophie, what's this about? I don't know how to say this, she admitted. But I think you should know the truth. About Emily, about Oliver. I felt a tight knot in my stomach. Go on. Sophie hesitated. Oliver, he's not what he seems. He's been controlling Emily, her money, lying to her. He made her feel trapped. I can't keep quiet anymore. She doesn't know half of it. I stayed silent, processing. So, all this time it wasn't just her choice? He manipulated her? Yes, Sophie said quietly. I hate that I'm telling you this now. I should have said something earlier. I didn't want to betray my brother, but you deserve to know. Thank you, I said, my voice low. I don't know what to do with it. I just needed to hear it. You don't have to do anything, Sophie said. Just survive. You were wrong, Daniel. That's all you need to know. The call ended and I stared at my phone. Part of me wanted to reach out to Emily, but another part wanted to stay silent. Let karma take its course. Let the truth find its way. Weeks later, cracks appeared in their world. Rumors at work told me Oliver had lost his job. Clients backing out. People whispering. I heard it indirectly, but it made me feel something I hadn't in months. Not joy, not hate, but a quiet sense of balance. Then my phone rang again. Emily. I stared at the screen, heart hammering. Daniel, she said, voice soft, tired. I just wanted to talk. Emily, I said, keeping my voice neutral. Talk about what? I don't know. Everything. I've been thinking. About us. About the choices I made, she admitted. Do you want forgiveness? I asked carefully. No, she said quickly. I don't expect it. I just needed to say something. I'm tired, Daniel. Tired of running from the truth. I nodded slowly, even though she couldn't see me. You should have thought about that before, I said quietly. Before all of this. I know, she whispered. I wanted to survive. I understand now, I said. Sophie told me everything. About Oliver. About the control, the lies. There was a long pause. I didn't know how bad it was. I thought I was making choices for me, for Noah, but I see now I was trapped in his shadow. Emily, I interrupted softly. I'm not here to judge. I'm not here to fix your life. I wanted the truth. You have it, she said, voice almost breaking. I'm sorry it took so long for you to hear it. I exhaled slowly, feeling a strange relief. I'm not celebrating their pain, I said, speaking aloud to no one but myself. But I won't stop it either. Karma doesn't rush. It waits. And it's coming for them in its own way. Emily didn't respond. She didn't argue. There was nothing left to argue about. Silence hung between us, heavier than any conversation could have been. I put my phone down and walked around my apartment. The weight of everything had shifted slightly. I wasn't broken. I wasn't healed either. But I was moving. Slowly, quietly, towards something that belonged to me, something no one could take. I thought about Noah, about Oliver, about Emily. None of it mattered anymore, not in the way it used to. I had my life back piece by piece. And in that quiet reconstruction, I felt a spark I hadn't felt in years. The spark of being whole again. Sophie's words echoed in my mind. You were wronged. That's all you need to know. And finally, I believed it. I wasn't expecting to see him. Not here in the park, throwing a frisbee with his father. But there he was, Noah running across the grass laughing. Daniel? Emily's voice caught me off guard. She came to a stop, eyes wide, hands wringing. I froze my chest tight. Emily, I said quietly. He didn't see you yet, she said, stepping toward me. I shook my head. It doesn't matter. I'm not angry. Not at him. She looked shocked. Not at him? No, I said. He doesn't know me. He's a child. He's innocent. Noah turned, spotted me, and smiled. My chest ached. That smile, that bright little face, it had nothing to do with me. Hi, he said, waving. Hi, Noah, I replied softly. My voice felt strange, like I was speaking to someone I should have known. Emily's eyes filled with tears. Daniel, I have to tell you, I'm sorry. For everything. For us. For what I became. I looked at her, feeling a mixture of sadness and understanding. Emily, don't, I said gently. You don't have to explain to me. I do, she said, voice breaking. I thought love was easy comfort. I thought being with someone would make me safe, happy. I didn't know how selfish I was. Now, she swallowed hard. Now I live with fear. Regret. You're tired, I said quietly. I can hear it in your voice. You're exhausted by it all. Yes, she admitted. I wake up every morning and I see what I lost. I see what I've done. I never meant to hurt you. She shook her head. I only wanted to survive. And you did, I said. But survival doesn't erase the past. It doesn't erase me. Or Noah. She bit her lip, tears rolling down her cheeks. I don't want anything from you. I don't want your anger. I hope you can forgive me. That's all I ask. I let out a shaky breath. Emily, forgiveness isn't for you. It's for me. I need to let this go, to stop carrying it inside me. And maybe you need to carry your own weight. But I paused, looking at Noah again. I can forgive. Not for you. For me. She nodded slowly, relief mingled with sorrow. Thank you. I hope you find peace. That you find happiness again. I will, I said, my voice firmer now. I've survived this far. I'll survive the rest. Noah came closer, holding the frisbee. Want to throw? He asked, innocence clear in his eyes. I shook my head, smiling faintly. No, buddy. I think I'll just watch. Emily wiped her tears, nodding. You don't have to hate me, she whispered. Or him. Or anyone. Just live, Daniel. Please. Live. I will, I said. And I'll remember. But I won't let it weigh me down. Not anymore. She nodded again, stepping back. I could see the tension leave her shoulders, though her eyes still held regret. I wanted to reach out to say more, but I knew this was the closure I needed. Goodbye, Daniel, she said finally, her voice soft. I watched her walk away with Noah, and I felt a strange lightness. Not joy, not relief, but clarity. The past was behind me. She was behind me. And for the first time in years, I felt the possibility of moving forward without carrying all the pain. I turned, taking a deep breath, and walked in the opposite direction. The park felt quieter now, peaceful. The sun was setting, casting long shadows across the grass. And I realized I survived. I didn't need revenge. I didn't need apologies. I only needed myself. For the first time in a long time, I felt free. I sit on the edge of my apartment balcony, watching the city lights flicker in the distance. The silence around me feels heavy yet familiar. Daniel? I hear my own voice, almost like a whisper. Is this it? I pause. The question isn't for anyone else. It's for me. I've lost her, lost everything I thought mattered, but somehow I'm still here. I breathe in deeply. It didn't destroy me, I tell myself. It woke me up. I remember Emily. I remember the house, the laughter that wasn't mine, the boy who wasn't mine. And I remember the sorrow, the nights that felt endless. But it's over now, I murmur. And I survived it all. I lean back, closing my eyes. She's living with regret. Oliver, he's gone. Everything she built, it's quieter now, hollow. And that's not my burden anymore. A part of me wants to shout. To release years of anger and frustration. But I don't. I don't feel that fire anymore. You thought you could hurt me forever, I say aloud, letting the words drift in the night air. But you couldn't. You only reminded me who I wasn't, who I shouldn't be anymore. I open my eyes, looking at the street below. People walk, cars pass, the world moves. And I'm moving too. Slowly, quietly, without rushing. I don't look back with anger, I say to myself. I look back with understanding. I see the choices, the mistakes, and I accept them. I remember all the phone calls, the arguments, the silences. I remember Mark, Sophie, Dr. Harris, all the voices that helped me find myself again. And I whisper. I found me again. I hear a faint knock at the door. I don't move. I don't need anyone now. Not to comfort me, not to explain, not to make me whole. I am whole. Daniel, my voice says again, steady this time. You didn't lose your life. You got it back. I stand, stretching, feeling muscles tighten and release. My reflection in the window catches my eye. I look older, yes. Wiser, certain.